Hello, thanks for joining Aso Briefing today. I am Harisi Desiraju. Our top stories. President Bola Tinubu appoints Tunji Dusu as Acting Inspector General of Police. Senate warns Southeast Development Commission against misuse of funds. National Industrial Court commits 2 Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria officials to Kuje Correctional Center. You are watching Aso Briefing. Watch us live on DSTV channel 392. Star Times TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. Also in YouTube Brand channel 38. We now go ahead with details of all our stories. Now, President Bola Tinubu was appointed Assistant Inspector General of Police Tunji Dusu as the Acting Inspector General of Police. This is contained in a statement by Presidential Spokesman Bayo Onanuga, which said the appointment followed the resignation of Kayode Egbetukun as the IGP. The statement added that in compliance with the provisions of the Police Act 2020, President Tinubu will convene a meeting of the Nigerian Police Council shortly to formally consider the appointment of AIG Disu as Substantive Inspector General of Police, after which his name will be transmitted to the Senate for confirmation. Until his appointment, Disu served as Assistant Inspector General in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID, Annex, Alagbon, Lagos. He was promoted to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police last year. Before then, he served as Commissioner of Police in Rivers State and was later deployed by Egbetukun to Abuja as Commissioner of Police of the Federal Capital Territory. This was a member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police and a former head of the Intelligence Response Team of the Nigerian Police Force, a position previously held by Abba Kyari. Now, Nigeria's First Lady Senator Oluyemi Tinubu, alongside former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon, former Presidents Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan are to attend the commissioning and dedication of a 750-capacity Christian chapel at the National Assembly on Sunday. The Christian Legislators Fellowship of the National Assembly announced this on Tuesday via a statement jointly signed by the President, Senator Binus Yaru, and Secretary Mr. Bamidele Salam, and made available to newsmen. Other eminent Nigerians across states are to also attend this event, which marks a significant milestone for the Christian community within the National Assembly, strengthening spiritual fellowship among Christian legislators and staff. The non-denominational chapel project was initiated in May 2019 during the leadership of former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Yakubu Dogara, conceived as a dedicated place of worship, fellowship and prayer for Christian lawmakers and staff of the National Assembly. Now, as the holy month of Ramadan takes root, the office of the First Lady, Senator Oluyemi Tinubu, has donated food palliative to Muslim faithful, both within and outside the Abuja National Mosque community. The donation, comprising bags of 25-kilogram rice, was distributed to beneficiaries by the Palliative Distribution Committee of the National Mosque, headed by Ustaz Abubakar Sadiq Muhammad. Daniel Obi reports.
The distribution aims to alleviate the economic hardship faced by Nigerians, particularly during the Ramadan period. Beneficiaries were visibly elected, expressing gratitude to the First Lady and the Office of the Presidency for the kind gesture.
Alhamdulillah, mun gode Ubangiji, mun gode wa mai wannan taimako. Dan mu ta taimaki al'umma sosai. Dan saboda mutum 1000 da wani abu ya amfana da wannan abu. Da kuma Allah ya ƙara mata girma da ɗaukaka, Allah ya ƙara mata imani. Kyautawa. Cikin da nake ciki shi ne alhamdulillah a cikin wannan watan Ramadan da muke ciki. Kuma shi muna gode masu yama da kuma matan shugaban ƙasa da kuma shi ma shugaban ƙasa abin da aka muna dinnan Allah ya saka musu da alkhairi. Inda kuma muka zo nan lafiya, Allah ya sa kowa kuma gidansa lafiya, Allah kuma yanda muka dauki azumin nan Allah ya sa mu gama azumin lafiya. Muna godiya sosai Allah.
Ustaz Abubakar Sadiq Muhammad, chairman of the Palliative Distribution Committee, thanked the First Lady for her benevolence, praying that Allah accepts her gift and grants her prosperity.
700 bags of rice going to the poorest of the poor around Abuja. The recipients today are not from the mosque. They are from outside the mosque. And many things are coming from Her Excellency, and more distribution inshallah will be done. News have gone round that there's going to be this exercise today. So everybody is here, and you can see we are exhausted. Yes. In this distribution, we gave one bag to 2 persons, and you can still see we have more to go. Yes.
The donation is part of efforts by the Office of the First Lady to support vulnerable communities and promote national unity. Daniel Obi, Aso Television News.
Now the people of Ubuchi have warmly welcomed their son, Danjuma Samuel Shekulu, the chairman-elect of Kuje Area Council, as he paid a courtesy visit to his country home following his electoral victory. The atmosphere in Ubuchi was charged with excitement and jubilation as residents trooped out in large numbers to celebrate his emergence and demonstrate their overwhelming support. Honorable Shekulu described the victory as one that belongs to all, irrespective of political, ethnic, or religious differences. The historic homecoming was marked by cheers, music, and goodwill messages from traditional rulers, community leaders, youths, and women groups who expressed strong confidence in his leadership and vision for inclusive governance. Speaking during the visit, the chairman-elect Honorable Danjuma Samuel Shekulu thanked the people for their support, prayers, and trust, assuring them that his administration will be people-oriented and development-driven. Community representatives pledged their total support and commitment to working closely with the incoming administration to ensure sustainable growth and development of Ubuchi and the entire Kuje Area Council. They noted that the unity displayed during the visit reflects renewed hope for a brighter future and a shared resolve to move the area forward under purposeful leadership. The visit ended on a note of goodwill, with residents expressing optimism that the chairman-elect's victory would translate into tangible dividends of democracy for all. Now, Mekalangu Nadabo Campaign Council has commended the massive turnout of AMAC residents during the just concluded area council election held on 21st Saturday, 2026, resulting to the victory of Chairman-elect Christopher Zakari Mekalangu and his vice, Yusuf Muhammad Nadabo. The campaign secretary general, Comrade Zakari Gambo Babali, made this commendation during a press conference held on Tuesday, highlighting the victory as a testament to a citizen's belief in the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in ensuring a prosperous society. Oluwapelumi Yedemi tells us more.
Mekalangu Nadabo Campaign Secretary General Comrade Zakari Gambo Babali disclosed that the area council election victory secured by 40,000 citizens is not just a win for one political party, but a victory for every resident that believes in a better, more prosperous Abuja Municipal Area Council. He further acknowledged the commitment of Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for their commitment to the democratic process, and also the security operatives for ensuring a peaceful and orderly environment.
On behalf of the Campaign Council of Mekalangu Nadabo Campaign Council, I stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude. We have witnessed a historic demonstration of democratic will. Your massive turnout and the overwhelming 40,295 votes recorded during the just concluded FCT area council elections have reaffirmed your trust in purposeful leadership and the continuity of progress. Our executive chairman-elect, Honorable Christopher Zakari Mekalangu, and his vice, Honorable Nadabo, are deeply humbled by the sea of earth seen at the polls.
Comrade Babali also extended his gratitude to traditional rulers, party agents, stakeholders, campaign members, youth, and market women for their unwavering loyalty in entrusting in the council's vision for a better AMAC and the nation at large.
We also wish to highly commend the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, whose capacity and leadership continue to transform the nation's capital, providing the template upon which we build, and also to the Minister of State for FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmoud Bunkure, for her motherly advice and motherly guidance. We appreciate her. As we noted during our word-to-word campaigns tours, we had your needs clearly, and all those needs will be addressed in no distance time.
The Mekalangu Nadabo Campaign Council commended the FCT Minister, Barrister Ezenwo Nyesom Wike, for his leadership capacity and continuity to transforming the nation's capital, reiterating their commitment to bringing more government presence directly into various communities through enhanced security, infrastructure, healthcare, education, and empowerment. Lumi Adeyemi, Aso Television News.
Now, the Managing Director of the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, Mark Okoye, has said growing acceptance of the Commission's initiatives has sparked what he described as a new patriotism in Nigeria's Southeast region, long troubled by separatist agitations linked to the indigenous people of Biafra. Okoye made the remarks during the presentation of the Commission's proposed 140 billion naira budget for the 2026 fiscal year before the Senate Committee. He said the atmosphere at a recent stakeholders engagement reflected renewed unity and shifting sentiments across different segments of the region.
That people saw at that event. What do I mean? I have a quick example, sir, and I can share that copy with everybody here. There were about 14 known IPOP members in the hall who, prior to that event, what they were saying was no retreat, no surrender. Biafra land, we only want this. The same people have done posts after attending that event for 4 days. And the response is, this is the first time I had the opportunity to contribute my own ideas to the development of Southeast Nigeria. No more Biafra land. Our role as SCDC, with your support, is not only infrastructure. We have to work on the minds of our people.
Defending the proposal, Okoye explained that the 140 billion naira figure aligns with the 2026 budget circular issued by the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, which capped the Commission's spending at its initial takeoff allocation due to limited releases in the previous fiscal year. He disclosed that 78% of the proposed budget is earmarked for capital projects, 17% for overhead costs, and about 5% for personnel expenses. However, members of the Senate Committee reportedly frowned at what they described as substantial allocations to consultancy, workshops, and security-related expenditures, urging the Commission to prioritize infrastructure and tangible development projects.
Man, make some presentation before. When it comes to the oral prowess, I think you have it. But I'm an engineer. I believe in reality. I like practical things, and I like having result. You just got your money, and I'm surprised. I'm looking at the breakdown. I may not go into details, but all went into some things, project that you can't even feel. I'm not talking about renting your offices and furniture. That is basic, but not about conference engagement, stakeholder.
The chairman of the committee, Senator Orji Uzo-Kalu, called on the Commission's leadership to work in synergy, stressing that the people of the Southeast are in urgent need of impactful interventions.
You people should work together. You people should be as wise as my grandmother. Don't fight. Don't keep peace at all times. Be open to your fellow executive directors. Nobody here is giving you people pressure. The only pressure we are giving you, go and work for our people. Our people need your service. Nobody is disturbing you people for anything. We are supporting you people.
The Commission is seeking legislative backing for timely releases in 2026 to enable full execution of projects and programs. When Aso Briefing returns, more stories on business and more. Please stay with us.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind on it, look the life that you remember. Don't score.
Stay connected. Stay with us, starting from Yanga and Jolly.
You are watching Aso Briefing. Watch us live on DSTV channel 392. Also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on Lecture Band channel 38. And the news continues. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has brokered a landmark agreement between aviation unions and the concessionaire of Akanu Ibiam International Airport. At a high-level meeting in Abuja, unions including Air Transport Services, Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, National Union of Air Transport Employees, and Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals raised concerns over workers' welfare and job security under the airport's concession arrangement. The minister's spokesperson, Tunde Moshood, in a statement said, after extensive discussions, both parties signed a memorandum of understanding guaranteeing job security and the protection of existing staff conditions. According to the statement, the agreement ensures no employee will be unjustly displaced in the concession process. The minister commended the unions for their cooperation, stressing that aviation reforms will not compromise workers' welfare. The statement added that the resolution is seen as a major step in the federal government's efforts to modernize Nigeria's aviation sector while protecting public sector workers. Now, the National Association of African Aircraft Pilots and Engineers has praised the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria for its rapid and coordinated response to a recent fire outbreak at the Old International Terminal of Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. In a statement, NAAPE said the incident, which briefly disrupted flight operations and led to temporary diversions, tested the resilience of the country's busiest airport. However, the association noted that FAN's prompt activation of its emergency response plan ensured the safe evacuation of personnel, protection of passengers, and orderly management of flight diversions. NAAPE President Captain Bumi Ginde commended FAN's Managing Director Olubumi Kuku for providing decisive leadership during the emergency. He described the absence of fatalities and the swift restoration of stability as evidence of preparedness and professionalism. While applauding the response, NAAPE called for sustained investment in airport infrastructure, fire detection systems, and regular emergency drills to strengthen safety across Nigeria's aviation sector. Now, the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, sitting in Abuja, has ordered the committal of two former officials of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, RTEAN, to the Kuje Correctional Center for contempt of court. The ruling was delivered on Monday, February 24, 2026 by Justice Owa Anue. Correspondent Abdullah Mukhtar completes the report.
The court found Mr. Erio Osakpangwan and Yusuf Ibrahim Adene guilty of disobeying a subsisting judgment delivered on October 13, 2020, which nullified Mr. Osakpangwan's claim to the office of National President of RTN and restrained him from parading himself as such. Justice Anoe dismissed a preliminary objection filed by the first respondent, which argued that the judgment had been nullified by the Court of Appeal. Speaking shortly after the ruling, Barrister Zanti Tamar Koles, counsel to the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria (RTN), shed more light on the judgment.
The judgment of this court is still subsisting and has never been set aside and has not been set aside. So any actions by the respondents after the judgment was just in violation of the court, and this also further upholds the order of the court, because once the court has given an order, anything contrary to that, this is what you get.
The court further held that despite being aware of the subsisting judgment, the two respondents continue to hold themselves out as National President and National Secretary of RTN. Evidence before the court showed that they issued official letters, convened meetings, granted media interviews, and published advertisements claiming leadership of the association. Barrister Zanti Tamar Koles commended the court for what she described as a well-researched and sound judgment.
We thank the courts for, continuing to push us towards the side of justice, and now they're going to be, a bench warrant has been issued against them, and they're going to be serving their time at the Kuje Correctional Facility until they purge themselves to stop committing the contempt via an affidavit, which was delivered today.
Justice Anue noted that the respondent failed to file any counter affidavit or defense against the contempt allegations, thereby leaving the evidence of disobedience unchallenged, emphasizing that court orders must be obeyed whether or not a party agrees with them. The judge cited relevant provisions of the Sheriffs and Civil Processes Act and the National Industrial Court Act, which empower the court to punish acts of disobedience. Consequently, the court issued bench warrants against the two respondents and ordered their immediate committal to the Kuje Correctional Center, where they are to remain in custody until they purge themselves of the contempt by complying fully with the court orders through sworn affidavits. Abdullahi Mukhtar, Aso Television News.
Now, former Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai has asked the Federal High Court to quash charges filed against him by the Department of State Services (DSS). El-Rufai is challenging the competence and legality of the charges, describing them as an abuse of court process. According to the statement by his media advisor Muyiwa Adekeye, El-Rufai filed an application before the Federal High Court seeking to quash charge instituted against him by the Secret Service. The matter is scheduled to be heard on February 25th, 2026 before Justice Joyce Abdul Malik. In his motion on notice, El-Rufai is asking the court to strike out the charge on grounds that it is incompetent, discloses no offense known to law, and constitutes what he describes as a gross abuse of court process. Among the relief sought, the former governor is requesting an order quashing the charge in its entirety, an order discharging him on the ground that no prima facie case has been established, and an order awarding 2 billion naira in costs against the DSS for what he terms misuse of the criminal justice system. Now in business, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council (NEPC) has reaffirmed its commitment to building a sustainable non-oil export sector capable of contributing significantly to national economic growth. Executive Director of NEPC, Mrs. Nonye Ayeni, stated this while receiving participants of Strategic Management and Policy Studies course from the Nigerian Army Resource Center at its corporate headquarters in Abuja. Speaking, the NEPC chief outlined the council's mandate and core functions, describing it as a federal government apex agency for promoting and diversifying Nigeria's economy from overdependence on oil. A statement signed by the NEPC's head of corporate communications, Mr. Ali Sadiq, showed that the NEPC boss expressed the council's readiness to extend its curriculum to Nigerian Army Resource Center to broaden participation in the export ecosystem. She informed participants that the agency operates an export academy that has trained personnel from various institutions across the export value chain. Responding, the team leader, Professor Oki Kechuku, commended the NEPC management for hosting the delegation and equipping participants with practical export knowledge. He explained that the visit formed part of the course requirement for participants to engage key government agencies and assess policy implementation as it relates to sustainable development and national security. And that's Aso Briefing for today. Many thanks for watching. I am Hardisi Disraju. Have a great day.